Here we go with Chapter 3, Section 2, which is also almost 100% review from our fractions section. I guess in this class they wanted us to be sure to get the fractions all done and know what we're doing, but we're just going to do this. This isn't hard. In fact, let's don't go over the vocabulary. We've done that before. I'm not worried about that, but let's just practice our prime factorization. Let's factor the number 20. So I would ask you, how do you want to factor this number? Some of you will say 2 and 10, right? So if we want to factor 2 and 10, 2 is already prime, and 10 would be 2 times 5, and then we have all prime numbers. Remember how we got that? However, let's just put this back together a little bit. 2 times 2 is the same thing as 2 squared times 5. The reason I did that is because we will be using variables with exponents in this little section. Let's factor 18. 18 isn't bad. Some of you will say 3 and 6. Some will say 2 and 9. Let's try 3 and 6, shall we? 3 is prime, and 6 would be 3 times 2. Remember, even if we had done 2 and 9, we would end up with the same prime factors, right? Again, 3 times 3 is 3 squared. So 3 squared times 2 would be the prime factorization of 18. Or 2 times 3 times 3, the same thing, right? Let's do 350. Haha. This is easy because it has a 0 at the end, right? So we can do 35 times 10. And I'm going to run out of room, darn. 35 is 5 times 7, and 10 is 5 times 2, and those are all prime, right? But what do I have that I can say squared? I'm going to draw a little squiggly line between these two. 5 times 5 is 5 squared, right? 5 squared times 7 times 2. You've got the idea. And you already know how to find the prime factors. We're really good with that already. So you've got the idea of how I might break these down when we get to variables. However, part of this section is remembering how to simplify a fraction with prime factorization. Okay, let's do 14 out of 21. And remember how we did this in class? Well, 14 equals 2 times 7. 21 is 3 times 7. What is the same? 7s. Aha, we can just get rid of those because 7 divided by 7 is 1. 1 times anything is that thing. So we simplified that into 2/3. We remember doing that, right? Let's try 18 over 30. We're going to simplify 18 over 30. So let's do 18 as, let's do 2 times 9, okay? 2 times 9, but 9 is simply 3 times 3. That was an easy way for me to do that. And 30 is, well, do we want to do 2 times 15? We probably want to do 3 times 10, right? So let's do 3 times 10, and 10 is 2 times 5. That would probably be the easiest way. So again, we get to cancel out factors that are on the same, on the top and the bottom, right? I have a 3 here and a 3 on the top, and I have 2 on the bottom and the 2 on the top. What do I have left? I have 3/5. So I have reduced that fraction, like it says in the book, to lowest terms using prime factorization. Now we're going to put a variable in here. Let's do 54x over 90xy. Okay, so let's simplify these by finding the prime factors. Well, I think I should have written that lower. That's okay. 54 equals 6 times 9, if we remember. 6 times 9 times x all over, well, 90 would be 10 times 9, 10 times 9, x, y. Do not forget your variables. If I had room, I'd keep going straight. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going straight across and do b in a minute. Okay, let's keep going straight across. 6 is what? 2 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3, and I still have my x there. Da, da, da. 10 is 2 times 5, and 9 is 3 times 3 again. If we wanted to break that down, I have to have my x and y. If we remember, we could have simply crossed out that 9 already. But that's okay. We were breaking them down all into primes. It doesn't matter, matter how we do it. We'll end up with the same answer. My 2's cancel, my 3's, that's actually my 9. What do I have left? I've got x's there. I can get rid of those x's because they are the same thing as 1. X divided by x equals, yes, 1. We've done that in class before. What do I have left on the top? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I have a 3. What do I have left on the bottom? Da, 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 da. A 5 and a y. I just simplified this fraction, 54x over 90xy, into 3/5 y on the bottom. How do you like that? Let's do another one for practice, shall we? Let's do b down here. Can you see that? Yep, we can see that. Let's do 108 a to the 3rd over 72a. Can we do that? I think those are numbers that we can work with without having to use a calculator. 108, oh, what goes into 108? Do you know, I think that's 9 times 12. You could check your card. But now that we're in the book, you can even check your calculator, right? If you put in 9 times 12, I bet we get 108. Woohoo, we do. So I'm going to break that down into 9 times 12 times a to the 3rd. 72, I know it goes into 72, 9. 9 times 6, or I'm sorry, let's use 6. 6 times 12, because I want to get 12 both in the top and the bottom. How do you like that? Let's do 6 times 12 times a. Shall we do that? Now, remembering that 12 divided by 12 is 1, let's leave our 12. Let's don't break that down any further. But let's break down our 6 and our 9 so that we can reduce this to lowest terms, right? Let's do 9. 3 times 3, but let's leave our 12 the same. Let's leave our a's with it all over. And 6 would be 2 times 3. Let's leave our 12 the same and bring our a down. So this will be easy, right? 3 and 3's cancel, the 12's cancel. We've got an a that cancels there. So what do we have left? We have 3a squared, because I have a times a, all over, what do I have left? 2. That's our entire fraction. Okay, now we have one more, because it's a word problem like some of the problems you'll have on your assignment. Okay, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. What fraction of an hour is 15 minutes? And write that in lowest terms. What fraction is 15 minutes out of how many minutes in an hour? 15 minutes out of 60 minutes. If we have minutes on the top, we have to have minutes on the bottom. We wouldn't put an hour on the bottom. We wouldn't put 15 minutes out of an hour, 1 hour. We'd have to put them both the same. Okay, so we have 15 minutes, I'm going to put in for minutes, out of 60 minutes. That's what fraction 15 minutes of an hour is. But we also want to write this in lowest terms, right? Which, actually, if I think about it, do I want to break? Yeah, let's break it down. Let's make it easy so we don't have to use a calculator. 15 would be 3 times 5, right? And 60 would be, well, do we want to break that into 6 and 10? Sure. Let's make this an equal sign. And we'll break this down again. 3 and 5 are both prime. But 6 is 2 times 3. 10 is 5 times 2. All of our prime numbers. Here we go. These cancel, and those cancel. Uh-oh, what number do we leave on top? Do we remember? Yes, we did remember. 1. And what's on the bottom? 2 times 2 is 4. So 15 minutes out of every 60 minutes, or 15 minutes out of 1 hour, is the same thing as 1/4 of an hour. There you go for section 3.2. Please look at the assignment grid and do the assignment for section 3.2.